Okay, so I finished working the length that my pattern asks me to do for my project, and now I'm going to join my stitches that are on my holder to my live stitches. So I'm going to fold this up inside and join my stitches, giving me a nice rib or rim here, like a nice thing. And again, for a hat, gloves, socks, anything. First thing we need to do is we need to get rid of the cord. So you can get another set of needles the same size or a little bit smaller. It doesn't matter. It's just to knit the 2 stitches together. You won't be working with these needles. So we put it into the little hole and we slip it through. Oh, I also wanted to mention, you know how I said we're going to lose that stitch, and I did. I lost my stitch, and it's meant to be right here like this, but I lost it. I'm not too worried about it right now. We'll fix it when we get to knitting the 2 stitches together, and you'll see. So we're going to start by slipping. I'm going to slip because I know I've lost one. I've lost one, so I'm going to slip 9. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I'm going to slip 9. Create that loop. And then slip the other 20, or 10, sorry. And there we go. So we have now something that looks like this. We have 2 sets of needles. We have the top ones, which are our working needles that we want to keep. And then we have the bottom ones, which are our spare ones that we're just going to use to join the stitches. So now what we're going to do is going to look really messy because I have a very small circle here, and it'll be less messy for you guys. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spare needles, not my working needles, my spare needles, and I'm going to go through the hole in underneath and merge them or join them so that they're parallel to my original working needles. And I know these are my original working needles because my working yarn is coming out of these. So these are my working needles that I want to keep, and the other ones I'm going to call my spare needles. So those are going to go through the middle at the bottom and work their way up. So get ready for the messy part. So I'm going to bring both of these into the hole, and they come up, and now I need to put the tail in through the hole, and it comes up. It's all getting twisted here, sorry. And there we go, and then I fold this. Okay, so now I have that really nice looking cuff, and it's so clean, and my needles are parallel to each other. So again, my working yarn is attached to my needle that I want to keep, my working needle, and the other one is just my spare needle. Okay, so I'm going to push all of my stitches in the front needle to the needle so I can work them together. Now remember when I said, oh, this is where we're going to lose a stitch, and I should probably only have 9 in my spare ones and 10 in my working ones. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I am missing that 1 stitch. Now, 2 things we can do here. We can either, whatever, it doesn't matter, and we knit the first stitch, don't do anything with it, and then consequently knit the other partnering stitches together. Or if I feel like it, I can just take my tail yarn where my slip knot is, take that and just wrap it around and hook it onto my left hand so it doesn't come undone. And using my working needle, again, the one that has the working yarn, using this needle, I'm going to come around and I'm going to knit into this one And the stitch I just made, the two, I don't know if you can see that well there. Let me get my working yarn through. It's a bit finicky, I know, but it's an amazing result. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything in right order. Okay. There. So I'm going to get into that first stitch in the front needle and the first stitch in the back needle, which is the one I just created with my tail yarn. And I'm going to knit those two together. So I come back through that loop and this loop together, and I take both of those first stitches off. So the back and the front. And I pull this. Okay, and I can let go of that tail yarn. Again, we are going to, sorry, that stitch is a pain. Okay, so we're going to continue on with the remainder stitches. So again, you go into the front leg of the front needle, front leg of the back needle, both of them are on there. I wrap my working yarn like I would. I come back through the back needle, and I come back through the front needle, and I take one stitch off the front and one stitch off the back. And I repeat that again with the next one. So front leg of the front needle, front leg of the back needle, wrap the yarn around, back through the back needle, back through the front needle, and take off a stitch off the front and off the back. And I repeat that process all the way through all my stitches. Okay, I have one more. Okay, so that's just half of it. I still need to do the other half. So I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to again bring my stitches to my needle tips. And now it's just easier to tell which is my working needle because I only have one here. And if I just want to make sure which one I'm going to follow, the cable that's connected to this one is attached to the needle on the outside, which is right. It should be the needle on the outside. So I want to keep this needle, and I'm going to get rid of this one. So I'm going to pull my working yarn, my needle, and I'm going to continue on as I did in the first half of the side. I knit into the front leg of the first stitch, front leg of the back stitch, and knit those two together. And I do it all the way. And my last one. Oops. I get rid of one set of needles. Excuse me. And now I'm left with my beautiful, very stretchy cuff that I can use, like I said, for mittens, socks, or anything. And here I would continue on with whatever my work says. So if I'm doing socks, you would probably be knitting the leg and then the heel and then the foot. If you're doing mittens, you would probably knit a little bit more and then start working the hand, or a hat, you keep going and then decrease. So, but this is a really nice technique to have a nice stretchy band and have a little extra warmth. What I'm using it for lately is to make these little sockets that I'm very much into. And so I did it for the top of the sock. And so it's nice thick here, and you see I joined them here. So I went up, around, and then joined them. And on the other side, you can't see, it's a smooth transition. So it's a really nice technique to use for lots of different things. I hope this was helpful.